EDC stuff. And I wanted to show you what I carry on myself every day, and a bag that I usually carry with me. Now, it's been a while since I've done a video, but I'm trying to get back into it. First thing I want to do is just show you what I normally have there. Normally I'm wearing this is just a synthetic polo shirt with a synthetic t-shirt underneath. I wear the SOG tactical pants. And I'm going to do a pocket dump onto this table and show you everything that I carry on me every day. Some of this stuff might seem a little bit crazy, but you know, I think being prepared is better than not being prepared, so I want to show you what I have, and then I'll show you my EDC bag. So here we go. First thing I want to show you is, like, for my everyday carry, is my keychain. And my keychain's more expensive than most. First of all, look, it's got a lanyard on it that's made of paracord, and there's a couple carabiners extra on there. I've got one of these Coghlan whistle, compass, magnifying glass, and thermometer things. It's not a very loud whistle, that's why I carry another whistle right here. But I got this for the other stuff. I have one of these Carpenter pencil sharpener things. These are here designed for sharpening carpenter pencils. But they'll sharpen sticks and twigs into tinder pretty good. I've got this little Phillips screwdriver and flat screwdriver combination thing. These are here for like 88 cents at a hardware store. I've got a military P38 can opener. It's a little bit stuck on there right now. And every one of these things here will come off separately. So if you need them, yeah. And my keys come off separately. And then I got a pair of fingernail clippers. That's the important thing. If you're going to carry a lot of stuff on your keychains, make sure it can all come off separately. Like my keys are all together. And both whistles. I also carry a little mini, what do you call it? One of those little Swiss Army knives that just have the scissors, the blade, the file, the toothpick, and the tweezers. Normally that's on here too, but right now it's in my coat pocket because I used it today at work. But that's why I put this thing together so I could have access to this stuff without having to use the entire keychain. Now this is a big keychain, but it's actually nice to have for all the stuff, and it's got a lot of capability. I like to joke that my keychain makes me halfway more prepared than most of the people you meet. Alright, second thing I carry on a day-to-day basis, I carry a Bic lighter and 4 packs of matches. And these are here just, you know, in case. The Bic lighter's enough, but every now and then you meet somebody who asks if you got a light, you can give them the book of matches and you don't have to worry about it. It makes their day and they're happy. Let's see here. I carry a bandana in my back pocket. This here's a good one. It's got skulls on it, but let's see here. I carry my Swiss Army knife, and this is the Hercules model. This has a locking blade, very good blade. Let's see here. This has pliers, has a wood saw, 2 screwdrivers, scissors, can opener. This is everything you need for the woods. Like these are good scissors. The wood saw on this thing is actually really nice. I've used it a lot. But everything you need, you know, possibly a survival situation. And this little thing here is like, people say this is too heavy to carry, but I actually have a pocket in the back that's guaranteed just for these things. And the last thing I carry is a personal survival kit. See here. This is one of these little Altoid tins, but I've modified them a little bit more than usual. Ranger banded onto this. I have quite a bit of Gorilla duct tape, a piece of inner tire to make more Ranger bands out of, and there's some tape down on here. This is aluminum foil. Alright, I'm going to move this out of the way and show you the rest of the stuff that's in here. Alright, because in here's a lot of stuff. I've got a couple of Band-Aids. This is a Fresnel lens for starting fires. I've got some of these Aqua tabs. Each one of these is supposed to be able to purify half a gallon of water, and there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20 tabs right there. I got one of these little slim rescue howler whistles. I got one of these little tiny little ever Energizer flashlights. It's for such a little thing, it's bright. Got a tiny button compass. A little micro fishing kit that's got hooks and line and, you know, all sorts of stuff. I've got some thread here because I have a needle in here as well. These are just for a joke for a friend, but these are actually solid silver quarters from, pre-1965, and there's a couple of dimes in here as well. I got one of these little micro flashes. I joke with my friends with the silver. I tell them right there that, after the collapse, silver's going to be worth tons. I got one of these little tiny star flash signal mirrors. I got some of my little fire match things that are pretty much cotton clothesline dipped in, pretty much you take this Strike Anywhere match, you dip it in petroleum jelly, you stick it inside of this cotton clothesline, and then you dip the whole thing in melted wax. And it'll burn quite a while for something so little. I've got 4 of those in here. I've got a couple of clothespins. There's those dimes I was telling you about. Got a fairly good sized little ferro rod here. Got a P38 can opener. A couple more safety pins, and those are Strike Anywhere matches, but I do have a striker for for those things just in case. Got a big heavy duty needle. This is a scalpel blade. It's very sharp. And this here is a quart-sized Ziploc bag, and there's one tiny little safety pin there. And then this thing right here, this is a tiny multi-tool. This thing here has got pliers and a wire cutter. It's got a blade and some other tools on it. There's a screwdriver right there. And this here is a file. And then over here you got your cutting blade, which has got a fairly decent edge on it. And then there's a little tiny Phillips screwdriver. This thing here is not great for much, but in a pinch I can imagine it would be better to have it than not have it. But that's a cool little multi-tool. And this is my little pocket survival kit. I know the silver coins is a little silly, but you never know. And after this, I'll put all this away and I'll show you my actual everyday carry bag. Alright, this is the my everyday carry bag that I want to tell you about. It's pretty much a copy of the Maxpedition Versa Jumbo Pack. It's made by, what is this here? UTG, which is a fairly good company. It's not as good as the Maxpedition Pack, but you get what you pay for. This thing costs probably half as much, and it's lasted me a long time. Alright, I wanted to show you, first of all, everything on the outside of the bag. First of all, I've got one of these little foldable canteens by Outdoor Products. This thing here holds a liter of water. It was cheap, so I bought it. It just clips on. These are like less than $3, I think. So, and it's the ability to carry extra water. I also have one of these really nice hiker water bottles here. This thing here is very solid steel. It's probably one of the best ones, and it's the Guyot design bottle, not the Clean Canteen one. So it's hard to find those nowadays. On the outside here, I have a little black pouch. I don't know if you can see that. Inside here is a PVC rain suit. It's one of those little cheap ones, but it's camouflage, but it's good enough. I've used it. It's for emergency purposes. Right here is a little thing of the Black Hawk pepper spray. This is just a less than lethal response for anything. And when you have this bag on your shoulder, it's literally right there where your hand is. So, if you're walking, you have this bag on your shoulder, you can literally just do this and have your, and it's on an extendable lanyard, so you can just grab it, pull, and go. I also have another one of my little cheap dollar store saws. Alright, I think that's everything on the outside of the pack. First thing I want to show you is what's in here. I have a little zipper compartment here. And in here I keep, this is not just survival stuff, this is everything I carry I might need every day. This is my little tablet entertainment center thing. This thing here has all my movies and stuff on it, and it can hook up to the internet. It's basically a tiny computer. Then I have a little solar powered So it's a solar panel, but it's also a battery backup. So it can be used to charge that or your phone and everything, but it'll charge itself on solar panels, or you can charge it from from an outlet. I have a Open Nail number 8 knife, and this thing is very old. This was my grandfather's. It's still razor sharp. If you don't know the Open Nail, it's got the little twist ring lock. The cool thing about these is this back spine is very sharp, so it will strike a ferro rod like you would not believe. And it's a great little camp chore knife. I also have a little hobo tool for eating. I've got a little spoon combo. You've seen this before. I've got a couple of these in different bags spread out all over the place. It's a spoon, knife, and fork combo. It's also got a bottle opener and a can opener, but it's a good little tool. The utensils are kind of small, but they'll get the job done when you need them. I've also got my, let's see what is in there. I've got a razor and some shaving cream just in case I'm away from home and want to shave, and it's one of those old-fashioned razors that, and here's my little chip collection for that tablet that has all my movies and music on. I think that's everything in this pouch. The razor's in there somewhere, but I'm not digging it out. You know what a razor looks like. There's a little side pouch here. And I keep a few granola bars. This is a Leatherman Wingman. For the money, it's a fairly good little multi-tool. You know, Leatherman's good quality anyway, but this one here, for what it is, the only thing I wish it had is I wish it didn't have, it's got a blade, but I wish it's partially serrated. The Sidekick has a fully fine edge blade, and I wish I could switch out the blades on them. That's the only thing. I've also got another one of these yo-yo Fisher reels, because you never know, and there's some hooks in my in my other thing that I carry with me, so that's all that. That's everything in that pocket. Now up here, I have, this is just a little flask, and I keep this full of ram oil to take care of, for lubrication for my gun and whatever else. And then I have another one of those little Remington, or actually this is from Winchester. This is a gun cleaning kit. It's got the rods and the brushes and everything in it. I think that's everything in that one. There's a pocket up here. And this right here has just a little Lensatic compass. Let's see here. I have 2 disposable lighters. Another book of matches, you never know. And a deck of cards. You never know, it could be entertainment. And some of you might know that I used to be a magician, so you might be able to use some of this stuff. Alright. That's everything in that compartment. There's a zipper back here which I'll get to last. I'm going to get to the insides of the bag first. Alright, right on top I have one of these SOL emergency bivvies. Like I said, I've never really tried one of these yet, but I've heard good things, and the size of it it's better than nothing. There's no room for a sleeping bag in here, but that may keep you alive. I've got a miniature can of WD-40. This is I got this from actually the idea from Nothing Fancy. He uses it on his saw blades and his knives when he's batoning wood or cutting. But it can also be used as as an accelerant for fire or whatever else. We got another one of these Esbit folding stoves. These things are good. They're perfect size to hold 4 cubes of fuel in there. Your pots and stuff will sit on. If you set this like that, it'll do a full pot, but you can also like halfway do it like this, and then that bottle will sit on it and you can boil your water. I have a little micro blanket, one of those emergency blankets. They're not that great, but they work better than not having one. Keep a bandana. Always have a few bandanas. Let's see here. Now here's the controversial stuff people might not like. This is 2 reloads for my pistol. Each one of these is a magazine holder. Each magazine holds 18 rounds, and I have hollow points. Some of them are these are all good defensive rounds. Some of them are the Hydra-Shoks. Some of them are the Hornady Critical Duty ammo. And I don't have any extra ammo in here, so I actually carry 2 of these. Now, I would not put these on my belt necessarily, all of them, but yeah, I'd probably put 1 on my belt. The other one would stay in the bag, but it is just more bullets. And yes, I do carry a gun most of the time. Let's see. Alright, I have one of those blue, cheap Walmart tarps. It's 5x7. They're actually fairly waterproof, so they're great for like overhead cover. Rain won't go through them. They're not as big as I would like, but it's better than nothing. And I also have one of the Grabber emergency space blankets in here. The OD green one. I have a couple of these in other bags, but this here is like the silver Mylar with the OD on the other side. This is also 5x7 and has grommet holes, and you can use this for a shelter as well. But this is better than that because it will reflect body heat, or actually reflect the heat of a fire. I have a small roll of the jute twine. This stuff here is more cordage, of course. This is the only cordage I actually have in this bag. There's quite a bit of it here, but it's also good for fire starting. It's natural tinder. Let's see here. I also have a tiny little pocket umbrella. Believe me, this is actually came in handy a couple times. It's not that big, but it works. Alrighty, I think that's everything out of this middle pouch. Yep. Alright, now to this zipper in the back, to show you the thing. This, my friends, is where my pistol is now. I keep it in its holster because it comes with one of these Serpa Blackhawk type holsters. This is the Canik TP9 9mm pistol. The thing about this pistol here is, first of all, holds 18 plus 1 in the pipe, and I'm not doing a safety check because I can tell you already, I know that there's a round in the chamber and it's ready to go. It doesn't have an external safety, but you know, it has a it has a single action, double action pull, so the trigger is it's got a fairly stiff pull on the first one, and then it cycles over and has one of the best factory triggers I've ever seen. It's also a fairly cheap gun. You can usually pick these up for $300 and some change, so you can actually have it in your bag without missing one of your good guns. And of course I have it on the holster because in an emergency situation this would come out and go on my hip right away if I don't have another gun on me. Also, and people might think this is crazy, I carry a set of police issue handcuffs. You never know if you're attacked by somebody and you don't want to kill them, you can just use these. But, you know, it's something in there. Now this may be excessive to most people for an everyday carry bag, but you know, it's usually in the car. I don't, you know, take it with me. Now, normally I have another handgun on me anyway, but this here is just a backup, and it's a good backup. This here is pretty much a copy of the Walther P99. It just has a slightly different trigger with a decocker on it. I think it's a great gun. And this is the original one, the very first one that came out in America that everybody couldn't find for a while. And this has the Hornady Critical Duty ammo in it. There's 18 plus 1, and right now, like I said, there is one in the pipe. Now, this is usually in the car when I go anywhere. If I go into some places, it actually goes with me. It's usually sitting beside me at work. And, you know, that according with that on top of everything that I showed you that I have in my pockets is what I carry every day. And I hope you like this video, and I hope it, hope it raises some questions, or if there's anything in the comment section, you can feel free to ask me. It's like I said, not too expensive gear, but it's good gear. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And thank you very much.